you are missing a great time. We have a band where there'll be dancing, and then, of course, there'll be all kinds of playing, from board games, hula hooping, jump roping, hopscotch. I could go on, giant chess, doesn't matter. I've already lost twice in tic-tac-toe, and we also have a food truck, and it's bring your own beverage, so adults, hey, you can have something more than soda. The very first play day, there were two fathers with their young infants, and they said to me, "Pat, why not an adult play day?" I laughed. I said, "Come on, guys." And then I got asked over and over again, how about an adult play day? And next thing you know, we held our first adult play day, 2014 at the VFW.
Adult play day is fantastic. Thank goodness that we were able to have it here at Pat's house in the backyard. We have a band, we have friends, everybody to help. This is a great activity. We used to have it at the Veterans Place, but now because of the pandemic, we're having it here at her house. And it's just fantastic.
Well, I assist Pat in planning all these play events, such as this adult play day behind me. I also send a lot of emails to a lot of the people we contract out for these play events.
I am a neighbor of Pat's down the street, and we met several years ago. And we ended up joining forces in that she made me queen of the chessboard. And so each play day that they had, inside or out, they would have a chessboard on the floor so that the children could play with the extra large pieces, etc. And I was there more or less to guide them. She's always introduced me as the queen of the chessboard. I consider myself now sort of a retired queen of the chessboard. That is my part in Pat's plans.
What Pat has done in an organization, I think is fantastic, and I wanted to support it. I also wanted to see some old friends, and I'm seeing old friends and making some new friends for sure, having grown up in Takoma Park all these years. But I also think that, just as Pat says, let's play. And playing is so important for adults and certainly children, especially in these times. I think it's so much fun to play at different games, participate in, whether it's ping pong, basketball, hopscotch, whatever. And I think it's important that we get together and just play and have a good time, especially what's been going on the last couple of years, to say the least. I think it's a good time where people can just get together, relax, have a good time, and talk. And it's important to play. It's so important to play for everybody, in my opinion. I feel that recreation is important, because as you all know, that my family has been involved in recreation forever. So I think recreation, playing, obviously trying to stay in good physical shape is very, very important for so many reasons. So that's why I wanted to come up.
Well, we were invited, of course, and but Pat spotted us, our positive vibe, Groove Quest. Years ago, we played at the first adult play day. It was held at VFW Post 350, now called Hell's Bottom, and we played, the first adult play day was there 8 years ago, 2014, and we played that. And we also played a play day at the Civic Center, and this is our fourth performance of Adult Play Day.
I decided to come to Adult Play Day this evening because it's a wonderful event. It's a great way for our community to come together in a relaxed environment. Pat does a wonderful job of providing different activities for everyone, and the music is terrific.
We brought out the works because we know that adults deserve to play just as much as children do. So you might find bubbles or Play-Doh at your table, or hey, you might see the cornhole and decide to give it a shot. You name it, we got it.
We can do hopscotch, you can do hula hoop, and also we have the bands here. They play the music, you can dance. I love to dance. This is just a great opportunity for the area in Takoma Park, Maryland.
I interview our interns and our volunteers as well. Basically, whatever Pat needs me to do, I'm there to do it.
Look at everything that's up here. You've got the band, you've got people talking, you've got the hopscotch, you've got people playing chess, It's just a camaraderie. It's people seeing each other, people having a good time. Like I said, ever since the last 2 years, things have been a little bit tough. And not that they're not tough now, because they are. But I just think it's nice to get together and just kind of have a play day.
Adult Play Day is a chance for adults to play and reflect on play. It's not more important than playing, but reflecting on play might promote an advancement of play. And the reason play is important is because so much of our time, I discovered in semi-retirement and later in retirement, that we're required to do so much. We're so busy. And for us to take time out and do something that's good for our hearts and souls and bodies and neighbor relationships, social relationships, just a thing we like to support and matches up with our vibe too, Groove Quest's vibe.
Adults need to relax just like children do, and they need to take a part of their day to just give themselves some form of play that they enjoy. Now, your play might be different than my play, but we all really deserve and need to play, David.
You gotta stay young.
I think adults need to remember what it was like to just kind of free play and not have rules, especially adults with children who are free playing and are playing outside or doing sports. So it's nice that adults get to remember that part of their youth and kind of build that connection with other children as well.
Well, I think primarily to keep your youthful spirit. So much of life is attitude. And if you sit on the porch all day and just mutter, you're not staying very much alive. And so you have to participate, and this is a marvelous way for the whole neighborhood to participate together, and of all generations. And that way we become a real neighborhood instead of just houses side by side.
To leave the rat race and do what people want. The rat race that is unrelenting. People having 3 jobs, the economic pressures placed on people since 1980, frankly, have resulted in today's awful conditions of so many people living on so little money and so few people serving so many people since the pandemic especially. And a lot of relief is needed, and play is certainly a window into that.
I think it's really important for adults to participate in play, and probably more so now than at any other time. With all the stress of what's going on in the world, COVID is still with us. Take this opportunity and really just take a breath and enjoy each other and relax.
We had a virtual play day. We had people from around the world that joined in. That's the beauty of a virtual play day, is you can play from anywhere. But the bummer is you're not in person, and we're so glad to be back in person.
I met Pat playing tennis, and Pat's like about 15 years younger than I am. But this is a fantastic event. She's fantastic as the play lady.
Some of my favorite things are, just getting to meet the adults of the community, everyone who lives within either the block or even just streets away from Pat. I know quite a few of the people in our community, but it's always nice to meet more. I love to watch the adults just kind of have fun and reach their inner children and play these games that most of us haven't played since middle school or even elementary school. A lot of people seem attracted to the hopscotch. I mean, we're standing on top of one right now, and every time people come up the driveway, they have to do the hopscotch. And so I think that's the one that most people are attracted to.
The hopscotch is kind of neat, even though I can't do it anymore, but that looks like that's a lot of fun. And there are some people playing chess too on that big chessboard. And then the bocce ball, one of my favorite games. So for me, a favorite activity, definitely the bocce ball back there.
It gives the positive vibe, and we manage our sound well, and people dance, and that's, of course, a form of play. Pat and I saw each other walking down the street, and it's lost to history how she became aware we were in a band and musicians.
There's, of course, the planning, wanting to get a food truck, wanting to get a van. We secured pretty early. Then we also got our volunteers that are mainly adults, because this is an adult play day. And then there's the setup. The weather was questionable this morning, but thank goodness, look at this. The sky has opened up and we have a beautiful day to play. We really want adults to have a chance to be playful, and if they choose to have an adult beverage, that's going to happen at the adult play day.
I've always thought of Takoma Park as the perfect place to retire. As you can tell, I am very well into retirement age, and I have always felt that this place has a small town warmth and a metropolitan outlook, and the combination is unbeatable. So that is why I love Takoma Park. Wonderful neighbors, wonderful atmosphere.
Just that you'll get out there and play, and you'll see why I said that.
I would just like to say I really appreciate everything that Pat and all the people who are volunteering and doing the work for Play Day and creating a playful environment in our community. I just want to say thank you to them.
I'd like to say Takoma Park, thank you for supporting Let's Play America, and we hope everyone, after listening to this, will make time to play.